What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 195. There's levels to this. I got a quick video for you today. So, I've been thinking about the whole Xbox is gonna die thing, and when is Xbox gonna die, and Xbox going third party, and all that other stuff. And I was wondering why does that concept of Xbox not making a console anymore? Why does it really not bother me as much? Right now, the obvious is that currently, right now, today, I can play on an Xbox console. And for all intents and purposes, I love my Xbox Series X. I've probably gamed the most I've gamed in a long time this generation, and it is because of how easy it is to get into a game, how accessible Game Pass is, and it has been phenomenal for me. So my Xbox Series X has provided me a wonderful gaming opportunity this generation. I play it way more than I do anything else, right? But it's just my way of consuming Game Pass. I have been I have been a huge proponent of how awesome Game Pass is, and the fact that if you own an Xbox this generation and you don't have Game Pass, I've even said it plenty of times on video. I really don't know what you're doing. I really don't. I really don't. But there are people out there that don't have Game Pass, obviously. But with all that being said, the reason I'm okay with Xbox not making consoles eventually, whenever it is that you think it is that it's going to happen, right? Is because the Xbox console does not make me feel special. There's nothing about the Xbox console that makes me feel like I'm part of a group, like I belong to something, like I'm different than somebody else. And maybe Xbox is doing that by design so that you feel okay moving from the Xbox console to the xCloud to PC to wherever else they might put Game Pass or games in the future, right? So I wonder if this is done by design. Now, I feel like I belong to the Xbox ecosystem, but again, the console itself it almost means nothing. I can't really tell you that I feel that much different from someone that owns the Xbox Series S. I can't tell you that it's much different from someone that owns a PlayStation 5 or a Nintendo Switch. You see, those gamers have a identity tied to the box, to the plastic hardware. Now, I know you might want to make fun of it or whatever the case may be, but in reality, that's what gets people to buy this. That's what gets people to sell. A lot of people have iPhones just because they want to be able to say I have an iPhone and I don't have a Android. Because when you say Android, you could be talking about a whole bunch of different types of phones, right? There's not a there's not a group of people that are consider themselves a group because they own Galaxy phones. I think the closest Samsung got to that was when they used to have the Note series. I remember the Note owners used to feel a little bit more high and mighty than everybody else. I know because I had a Note. But regardless, right? Like we felt special. Oh, you got a Note? Oh, I got a Note as well, right? The Fold doesn't quite do the same thing that the Note did, right? But PlayStation owners, they have an identity with the PlayStation, and PlayStation has been able to keep that. They make you feel special that you have a PlayStation by enclosing that ecosystem and ensuring that that experience can only happen on that. Now, obviously, that's great for the company, and you know what? As a gamer, if you're looking for something to belong to an identity, that might feel good for you as well. Listen, it's just human nature. This is what we do. We group ourselves in communities. We group ourselves in fraternities, freaking whatever. We group ourselves in gangs. Like this is just things that we do. We want to belong. And when you don't belong to something, it can be difficult to actually value what that actually is. So I think Xbox is doing this on purpose. If you have an Xbox Series X, that's just your way of consuming Xbox games. Yes, the game, it runs games great. The games look great. It's got quick resume. It's got Game Pass as well. But if you choose to use the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series X owners aren't looking at the S owners like you guys are less. And if you choose to run your games on PC, then it is what it is. Like, there's no Xbox PC gamer that feels that they're better than Xbox console gamers. You're just playing the game on there. And again, maybe it is by design. So I don't fully know how I feel about this, because it does benefit me in the long run to be able to play games everywhere. But I don't have an identity as an Xbox console gamer. So maybe that's why Xbox leaving the console market, whenever it is that they do it, if they even do it, they might not, doesn't really bother me. And that's why it bothers the PlayStation fan base so much, because they are actually tied and attached to that box, to that platform. So it makes sense. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Am I tripping? Is there something special about the box? Or do you feel the same way I feel? And that also goes to people that'll say, well, look at what happened to Sega. That was horrible when Sega left or whatever. Well, Sega had an identity as well. Like, I remember that. Like, people that had a Sega Genesis felt different from people that had a Super Nintendo. They had felt like they had the more adult console or whatever it was, right? Sonic versus Mario or whatever, right? Xbox doesn't really give you that feeling. Xbox really is giving you that feeling of, we don't care where you play, just play. I don't know. It's something I thought about today. Let me know what you guys think. Dog 1985, there's levels to this. We out. Peace.